Hello everybody, this is Bruce Elgort here with a video tutorial on how to process a forum using PHP. Now this is part one of the series on forum processing. I'm not sure how many there are going to be at this point, but for those of you who are enrolled in CTech 127, in Module 2 in Canvas, you will find the code that's on my screen right now. It's named forum.html. It's a very basic HTML forum. Now, I'm not going to review how to code the forum, the code that I'm scrolling through on the page right now, other than the fact that if you remember when you learned about forums that each control, whether it was an input, a select, a radio button, had a name attribute. And I'm on line 14 here, and I highlighted with my mouse name equals street, and I'll go to this select over here on line 16, and it says name equals state. Okay. Now, if you remember in CTech 122, when you sent that form, right, when you submitted it, there was something in the form tag, and I'm on line 12 in the file here, that had an attribute called action, and it had the name of a script, a PHP script here. It's not named this, it was named something else, and it lived on a different server. But the action here is going to be what's going to happen when somebody clicks on the submit button on your forum. And our job, at least to get us started learning about how to process forums, is to start coding this file right here called process_forum.php. Again, that's going to get ran, right, when somebody clicks on the submit button. Now you're going to need to create a brand new file, and you're going to need to name it process_form.php, and you want to save that in the same folder where you saved forum.html once you downloaded it from Canvas. And again, I would strongly suggest that you place this code in a folder. Maybe it's sandbox or form learning or just something, so you don't start cluttering up, right, the root folder in your htdocs on your XAMPP server. So let's get started. For now, I'm not going to enter any of the necessary HTML that needs to be displayed. We're just going to focus on PHP code right now. Now, when a form gets sent, okay, to the web server, right, it is sending data, right? In fact, when the action occurs here, right, we are sending a request to the server calling this file here, this processform.php. And along with that submission, that request, is a whole bunch of data. And that data happens to be the stuff that the user filled in the forum. Now, let me start off here with echoing out some pre-tags, because you'll see why. I'm gonna, we did this in another video. I forgot which video it was. But I entered two lines, two statements here, echo an opening pre-tag and a closing pre-tag. And then I'm going to use the var dump function, and I'm going to put in here something called $_request. This is known as a super global. It's an associative array which contains a whole bunch of information. So let's take a look at what's going to happen. And by the way, var dump is going to send, or it's going to display to the browser via a response, right? This PHP code here is going to generate a response that's going to get sent back to the browser and displayed in the browser, right? So I'm going to bring up my, oops, that's from a different exercise. I'm going to go to forums, I believe I saved this in. Whoop, no, that's not the right folder. Let's go back to the root. And let's go under form demo. Yeah, that's where I saved it. So here I have form.html and processform.php. So let's click on form.html. Sorry for the large type, but I think it helps. So I'm going to enter in my name. I'll enter in my name. And 123 Main Street. I'll select the state. I live in Washington, and I am male. And I don't have any comments. Okay? So let's click on the submit button. It's going to send the request to the web server. Ready? Submit. Oh, look at this. Look what we got. Look what we have. We have from var_dump an array that contains 5 elements, right? And remember what I said, that $_request is an array, and that array has keys. And each one of those keys happens to be the name attribute value, right? Name, street, state, gender, right? All these names are what are coded on the HTML form and the comments here. Now, it says we have an array that contains 5 elements. Name, street, that's 2. State, 3. Gender, 4. And comments, 5. So that's cool. And then it says that name is a string of 12 characters, and that happens to be my name. Street is a string that contains 12 characters. State is a string containing 10 characters, etc. Okay? So look at that. So let's go back to the code. And simply by dumping out, again, you're not going to use this when you're coding, production type code, right? You're just using this to learn right now. And my purpose of showing you this is to show you that, right, this associative array named $_request contains all the things that are part of the form that were submitted, right? So if I just comment out these 3 lines, let me just comment out those 3 lines, and I echo out $_request, and let's just pull my name out there. So let's do that. So there it is. I'm going to echo out my name that was submitted to the server. So I'm going to click here. I'm going to go back all the way back here. I'm going to click on the form.html again, and I'm simply going to type in Bruce Elgort and nothing else, and I'm going to submit. And I received my name back. You see that? That's pretty neat. So simply by echoing out the $_request superglobal associative array and the key for name, right, I'll get the value that I want, right? Now, before I end, let me just show you one more. In fact, let's just append on a break here, right, in a string, because we can, right? There we go. And let's just echo out $_request, if I can type correctly, and we'll do comments, right? Comments. And we'll put a semicolon at the end of the statement. We will save this, and we'll go back to the browser. We'll go back to the form, click on form.html, and we'll do Gail Elgort. And in the comments, we'll just type a whole bunch of stuff. Here is a bunch of stuff. That means absolutely nothing. And we'll click on submit. And notice that I have the name and the comments. Okay, so this is part 1. This is the end of part 1 on learning how to process HTML forms with PHP. I'll see you back for part 2.